Welcome to another episode. Now today we're doing an update. This vehicle is now 19 years old and it's well known on these older Cadillacs that the third brake light just stops working. And you'll see this in a moment. Inside you have these neon tubes. So we're going to remove it from the vehicle, open up the housing and upgrade to LED. Now, of course, if you have been following along, you know this is an 05 CTS-V. Recently purchased the vehicle, and I now need to have it inspected. There's the third brake light I just upgraded. The reason why I have two of them, the previous owner purchased an entire assembly, and he just never got around to replacing this one, which is cracked and does not work. And when I tested the replacement one, it did not work as well. So I can give you some really good pointers. Let's first remove the old one along with this interior trim piece. Now, fortunately, this is quite easy to test the light. So right here, we have a wiring harness. This goes to, look how cracked up this is. This goes to the third brake light. Let's apply power. Simply unplug it. Now, paper clips, perfectly fine. I happen to have these test leads. I'll link everything below regarding all the tools you see today. Black is your negative, white is your positive. You just need a 12-volt battery source. If you're into RC cars, you can even use like a LiPo battery pack. You just need a 12-volt source and nothing's happening, okay? Nothing is happening. So 6 fasteners holding on the brake light. Whoops. And now comes the fun part, removing the red lens from the housing. Now, along the perimeter, you have glue. And just going right at it with a straight razor will be really, really tough. Two options. Number one is a hair dryer. Just go along the perimeter with a hair dryer, a good 5 minutes. And then with a sharp razor, we'll do this together in a moment. With a sharp razor, just cut away at that glue. Now what I did, I used a mini, make sure it's on here, a mini torch. Okay, this is really made for the kitchen for like creme brulee, that sort of thing. This worked great on the other third brake light. And I mean, you'll see in a moment, touch it, let go, touch it, let go. Softens up the glue like that. Do it outside if you're going this route. Wear safety glasses and a mask because it's pretty strong, the odor. Definitely do it outside, but let's do it. Okay, let's see if we can separate it. Is again with the trim removal set. These are awesome. They're like $9. I've had them for years and they do so many things. I'll link these below. But what you can do is insert and then pull slowly. And then, whoa. Look how rusted out. Wow. And now we have the red lens removed. So let's convert this over to LED. The reason why I'm showing you this comparison is because if your lens is cracked, after a number of years, this is what it looks like. So right here is the transformer, and you can see Phillips is the vendor in this case. Look how rusted out it is. Just completely, really destroyed. So my recommendation, if you do have cracked lenses, you may just want to replace it with a used unit because this is very, very difficult to work with all the tabs are broken here. If your lens is good, it's going to be nice and clean. Look at this, even the end rusted out. The only wire harness that we need to use is this one. So don't cut it down here. You want to give it as much length as you can. So this we're going to retain. This, if we'll try to remove it, so this is really in poor shape. Look at the difference. Wow. So this is what you're going to be left with when you're ready to convert. Let me bring in the other one, which is already cleaned up, and I'll show you how to do it. Now with your harness connector, you just want to splice the wires. If you do not have a wire cutter, or a wire splitter I should say, just be really careful and gentle. And this is what it looks like once you clean everything up. Of course, transformer we no longer need. All of the old wiring we no longer need. And the bulbs we can simply recycle at the local hardware store. Now, don't make this mistake. I first purchased a white LED strip. These are very inexpensive, fortunately. And as you can see here, once I laid out the white and placed the red lens over it, it just looks pink when it's energized. So white does not work. I went back, second go around, purchased red. This was $12. Really easy to work with. This is tape on the rear once you remove this red protective covering. The tape is quite strong, but what I did every 3 inches or so is just add a dab of super glue. This is the gel, so it does not run. And then on the LED lights, you have black, which of course is your negative, red for positive, and you're just wiring these up, okay? Very, very easy to do. If I had posi connectors, I would use those. You can solder them, you can heat shrink them, you can use wire connectors, whatever you're comfortable with. But this is a fine, perfectly fine, strong connection. So what I'm going to do now is add glue around the perimeter, place the lens back on, and this will be good to go. There we go. Now this will save you a bundle of money. A used unit for this vehicle is $150. A used one, meaning it's going to happen again. These are well known to burn out and not last very long. The LED lights were 12 bucks. If you need the glue, another 10 bucks. So less than $25 out the door. And this will last a very, very long time. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. As always, thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next episode.